Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Vanity Fair. I am so pumped to bring you the first episode of Love on the Spectrum. It's season 4, and I have enjoyed watching every season of the show. It's almost the perfect counterpart to 90 Day Fiancé in its organicness, its authenticity, and yet the same need to find a soulmate. It's so beautiful. So, at the same time, I get to have a very fun collab today with the girls of Psych Legal Pop, Brooke and Tess. I hope you enjoy this really special episode. Please go to their podcast and make sure you listen to our episode 2, as well as give them a little comment on their social medias telling them that you came from me, honey. I am the mother. Just kidding. At the same time, if you want more episodes of Love on the Spectrum, they will completely exist on my Patreon only. In fact, yes, there'll be 8 episodes total for Love on the Spectrum. I'm going to bring you 2 episodes at a time so we can really dive in lengthy episodes for these beautiful couples and these beautiful people on the journey for love. So, episode 1 is about to happen for you right now as your ears listen. Episode 2 on Psych Legal Pop's RSS feed, and the rest of the episodes / recaps for Love on the Spectrum are on my Patreon. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoy this episode. All right. Bye. Hello, everyone. I am super excited to have 2 fabulous guests from Psych Legal Pop, and they are professional ladies, which is great because obviously at the same time, you're sick of hearing me say the word like a billion times. You're not going to have to deal with that. People are educated here. However, we get to talk about one of the best, sweetest, loveliest shows on television, almost like a palate cleanser for everything happening in the world, and that is Love on the Spectrum. And this is season 4. This is episode 1, and I am so pumped. Hello, Tess. Hi, Brooke. How are you?
Hello. I do say like a lot, though.
Yeah.
Because we also,
don't worry,
like you are native Californians. So I know you're Southern California, we're Northern California, but it's just part of our vernacular. It's just who we are as Californians.
Okay, good. Because I do feel, that it dumbs down my speech. And at the same time, I was a theater arts major, so I didn't have to talk anyone into anything. But I love watching this show. And specifically, I cry a lot during the show. And it's interesting to me because I watch a lot of 90 Day Fiancé. And this show in 90 Day Fiancé, and I think that a lot of the world experiences profound loneliness. And the way that people on Love on the Spectrum get to express that is so universal, and it really hits in a certain way. And I'm so obviously happy to have new people, and I'm going to miss some of the people we don't have anymore in this season. It's kind of a bittersweet situation.
Yeah, but I saw that Abby and David were coming back, right? Yeah. They were the original it couple of this show.
Season 1.
I know. But there was this lovely woman named Pari that was on last season, and she stole everyone's hearts, and she loves the tea. She's in Boston, and she was starting her lesbian relationship. It was so sweet. And we're like, oh my God, why isn't she back? And Danny isn't back, who was also on season 1. She was a communication mogul. I'm sorry, animation mogul.
Yeah, I remember her.
So why wouldn't they bring this person back? Do you know why?
I don't know. I know not.
Okay. What I find that I think, back to your comment about how sweet it is, it's that you are watching people say the quiet parts out loud. Really, you are watching people fall in love, and you get to hear or date, and you get to hear what we are all thinking. Truly, we just don't say it out loud.
I know.
And
why don't we, Tess?
Well, because it's very vulnerable. I mean, the things that they're saying are very, very vulnerable. That, listen, lots of people weren't asked to the prom. I wasn't asked to the prom, and I'm listening to this story, and it's like, oh my God, but would I mention this ever? I don't know. My husband knows that.
Well, you just told everyone.
I know. I just told the world. So
sober.
Yeah, sober.
I don't know. You actually, Tess, well, I keep talking for you, honey. I don't know. Maybe we are having some fun. It's already 2:15. I think you said that.
No, but it's sort of like, it's us at our best. Like when we are vulnerable and real and willing to kind of say, this is who I am, take me or leave me. That is us at our finest. And so I think that's what's so amazing about the show. It reminded me a lot of a show that I watched. This was pre-pandemic, called Born This Way.
What? No. What is Born This Way?
So it
Besides, obviously the greatest, Lady Gaga song.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay.
So it was on A&E, and it was this show about a group of people who, men and women who had Down syndrome. And they were all part of this like day program where they all went. And so they got a film crew to go. And so you watch their lives, and it was basically the story of their lives. And one was this rapper. That song's still stuck in my head. I like his song.
Go
was
ahead.
like, it's like something about shaking your booty. And I was like, sometimes I can hear that. And there was like an it couple. There was like the diva, and she was, and then there was this guy, and they were the it couple. And it was really, it's this story of very much like this, where they focused a lot on the parents. And on this episode, we got a little bit from Connor's mom, but I wish we got more of that. I wish we heard more from the parents because what we learn on Born This Way is they will often say like what it was like for them to learn, okay, my child has Down syndrome, making the choice, okay, we're going to have this child, or what's going to happen next. And realizing like this was the greatest gift. We thought this was we were so fearful their lives were going to be terrible. And we were and the minute we let go and recognize like how wonderful and amazing this is, it was totally different. So the parents are amazing, and it's great to hear their stories and to see sort of how they're navigating like very adult things with their kids that are adults, but have this, a different kind of mind. So anyway, check it out. It's a great show.
I'm going to.
Yes.
We did learn Connor on season 3. His mom and his brothers had like a very they were a lot more prevalent. And I mean, I've only watched up to episode 3 of this new drop, everyone. So you're listening to me. I haven't watched every episode yet. All 8 dropped, but we did get a lot of Connor's like mom talking about his journey thus far. And it would have been on the previous season. And this, this moment, we get a lot of her just kind of really giving what would be loving, neurotypical advice that any mom would give a son about being clear with his heart and his intentions in a non-threatening way so that he gets peace, which to me was like great because we're going to meet Logan, and you get to see people go on the journey of being confident and learning the skills of communication as they come up. And it's interesting because Connor, gets to be in a relationship, and we were so happy to watch him like meet Georgie, and now kind of like how James was with Shelley, and now they're in the middle of their relationships and having kind of the insecurity and doubts of like wondering what this is and everything. And so, and that's so obviously, universal. And at the same time, when we meet Logan, we're kind of like, oh yeah, the journey's going to start again to someone who is really, really scared. And we're going to watch him hopefully like go on all the steps that we've been able to watch some of the other people go on.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knew Trains with Faces was so relaxing?
I know.
Thomas the Train.
People love Trains with Faces. People love dolls. Brooke, are you a big doll lover?
Well, my daughter, it kind of gave me some PTSD of seeing all those Barbies and American Girl dolls.
Who was her favorite? Was she a Samantha? Come on.
No, she didn't have Samantha. Her first one, she had Rebecca. I remember Rebecca, Mia, and then
there was one with a leg injury. There was one with a broken leg.
She was fascinated with. She wanted the wheelchair, the doll wheelchair, the doll cast and crutches.
Yeah,
she was fascinated with
she
that.
went to polio.
I was a little worried about what is this fixation with being injured, but she turned out okay. Yeah.
You
get a lot of attention when you're injured.
Yes.
You do. That was a lot. That girl, Madison, she had a lot of stuff. not just dolls, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing, honey, people love to collect. People have obsessions and like to collect things that, and here's the thing, when I say people, I mean me. I mean, you can't see my apartment right now because I'm in a safe space in a safe corner, but my whole apartment is filled of collections. And so half of me watches this. I'm like, that's me. I have so many plays. It's ridiculous. Like, why did I buy so many, I have so many paperback plays, but it's so interesting. There's so much of, you had brought up Tess. That you didn't go to the prom. And now listen, I'm making a show.
Now we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I hope you're okay. I've already have a documentary about it. We're going back to your school. We're going to talk to all the guys. They should have asked you out, or the girls. God bless. You should have been asked out by everyone in your prom, in your school. I also was not popular, and I was made fun of, and we're going to get into a little bit later, like a middle school memory of one of the peeps, and I feel like I have almost an identical memory. And I mean, when that moment happened, I was like, God, we are all the same. But let's get into some of the new people. So we're going to meet Logan. Logan is 25 and he's from Las Vegas. And upon first seeing Logan, thoughts are the man is lovely, serious, worried. His energy is like a worried, serious energy, which is, interesting. I think that kind of James has that kind of like a furrowed brow kind of feeling, as opposed to Emma, or like someone who is incredibly lighthearted. It's like, it's the state in which I think that he operates from.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, one thought I had was, because I was sort of watching, like, what are the differences between Madison and Emma versus Logan, Connor? Like, how do males and females respond to this differently? But yeah, I agree with you with Logan. And it's funny because he is very funny. And I think he knows he's funny, but he doesn't know how he's funny. So it's a little bit like, he knows that, and he's like, I think that's funny. I think that landed. And then people laugh, and then he's like, oh, okay. But he was just, I found of anyone, he's the one that you can watch and see all of the thoughts, like from the beginning to the end. Like, this is where you started, this is where you ended up. Maybe unlike, and I think Madison's like that too, but Emma, you can't, she has lots of facial expressions, but it's different. So I found Logan to be, I mean, he was that suit shopping. I won't skip ahead. But
it's you're so true. But I do feel like the women, the ways in which women have to move in this world in itself is interesting, right? And we're going to use the word like masking, or we're going to use the word like, surviving. There are certain like energy that women use to be able to like, I think survive. Like I said, Emma is like very giggly, not every woman that has like autism is this way. And for sure, there's like, so many beautiful different types, but it is like lovely to have a spectrum of people literally to discuss these things with. So it's also funny because so many similarities. Now, I don't know if you saw this, and I don't think this happens on the show, but on TikTok, honey, I think it's Madison meets Hannah Montana. No, it's Abby. Abby met Abby met Miley Cyrus. And she said to Miley, I always felt like Hannah Montana for a dual personality. And so when Logan says this almost verbatim, I'm like, oh my God, I wonder how many kids were like, that's me. I live a life, like that we don't see, and I have to like pretend to be this other person. It is like for interesting, like a commonality.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also if you think about superheroes, right? Like Spider-Man and Superman, right? Like that's also there's two parts of me. There's two different things, these two things competing. But I thought his explanation of, Miley Cyrus, like that Hannah Montana, was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Like you can hide here and you can be open here. And yeah.
Brooke, you have his ideal type. Brooke, you have what's called curvy straight hair. Brooke, your hair is straight, yet has bounce. It has
curves. Yeah. I couldn't tell if he was saying curly straight hair or curvy.
Yeah.
Same. So in episode 1, I swear I heard curly straight. And then later on, I heard curvy straight. So I was like, I'm not quite sure. Or maybe he just uses both. But to me, my hair is curly. And to me, Brooke, I think that you have curvy straight hair.
Okay, good.
All right.
Good
now you know.
Yeah. Now I can describe myself to people.
Yes.
First things first, curvy straight hair. Second thing, sometimes I say like.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
He has not dated. No. Same girl's name. I'm just kidding. But no, he hasn't dated that much. And, I think that also a lot of people think that they're behind when everyone's kind of in the same boat. Here's my little thing. I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 22 out of college.
Mm-hmm. And that's not, I think that's the other thing, just from my own experiences of working with so many people, I think people would be surprised how that it isn't that a lot of people don't have sex in high school or college, that it is after that. I think, again, this is what I really enjoyed. This was like, it's kind of like my job. It's like, I get to hear the silent parts. I get to hear like what's underneath all of that. And yeah, you're absolutely right. And at its core, right, as human beings, we all just want the same things. We really do. It's not crazy. We all want, right? We all want
money.
Safety and money, which is safe
first and foremost. I thought you were going to say love.
No.
Health? Was it?
Money is better.
Yeah. We're older than you. Maybe we're a little more cynical. Like love.
I'm jaded.
No. But no, honestly, what's most important to us as people is survival and acceptance. Like, cause that's survival. So, and acceptance is survival. So yeah. Yeah.
And community kind of can be survival, especially if your family is, if family is one thing, but especially in kind of like modern, especially Western culture, like making sure that you do have like community around you, I think is it. And it's so funny because, right now it just feels like we are careening towards absolute robotic isolation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yes.
But he has an incredible mom, an incredible sister, his twin sister that he lives with. And yeah, we get to see him go suit shopping. Now let's talk about this scene. Like this scene is great for so many reasons. Mostly because we get to watch him interact with lots of we don't get to just watch him interact with like a woman that he's going to be with later, but like we get to watch him interact with like older men. And he seems to sort of like idealize certain people. Like he invites the lovely suit attendant like to go get pizza like right away. He sees a man in a suit, and it's like it would be like as if I saw Cindy Crawford in the 1990s, like at the mall. I'd be like, oh my God, I would do your tape. He would just he loves blue, and he picks a cobalt blue suit. What would I say? Blue suit? Sure. Blue suit that was so great on him.
Mm-hmm. It's perfect for him.
Yeah. Was that velvet or that was velvet?
Felt that way. That test, you're right. He has performer energy. And it's like for him to be attracted to that suit and look in the mirror and then know that it looks that good. He does have like a dry sense of humor that I feel like if he could lean into being a little less shy, being a little more confident. And I can't wait to talk to you about something else, which is what he says at the end of this. This is so universal, but if he could lean into a little bit of those things and he would feel better. And he says, I want to be the person who decides what's best for me. And I think that if you make those decisions and you get to experience it being a good decision that was the best for you, you gain the confidence to continue to do so. I think it's like a secure thing, and everyone can do that. Like I think I suffer from indecisiveness. Not to that degree, but
yeah.
Tess, do you have anything to say about, or Brooke, because you have children, so both of you can really talk about, human behavior more than me. You've seen it happen all over the place. What's it like either as a parent or, helping someone who is learning to make decisions and yet insecure at the same time?
Brooke?
Well, I think that you have to be careful like not to make the decision for them or suggest a certain decision or suggest that something is best. You know, you have to give the pros and the cons and let them come to their own conclusion, because ultimately if you tell kids, do this, do that, they're automatically not going to want to do it. So it's got to be their idea. And I feel like that's kind of like what Logan's mom and sister, you can tell that that's what they've been doing with him. And you see it in practice where they're going through these different fears that he has. And they're not saying, oh, don't worry about it, you'll be fine. You know, they're listening to him and being supportive of him. And you can tell the way the sister talks to him and treats him that, you know, she's very protective of him and she knows how to deal with him and when to listen and when to say something. I mean, I think they have a beautiful relationship, those two.
I mean, I will say all of the parents, all of the families are really lovely. Like that's the other part of it too. It's like, and I remember season 1, everyone was really lovely. And so my guess would be is they probably have never had a super dysfunctional, we're not seeing like 90-day stuff here. Like, you know, it's that every family, you know, is really very together and doing exactly what, you know, what they need to be doing. It's a lot of motivational interviewing, which is like, yeah, you're kind of helping and guiding someone. And even in that, you can kind of steer them. They just don't know you're steering them. You're just asking questions. And sort of presenting things and, you know, asking if, okay, so you want your life to look like this. So what do you think you need to do to have your life look like that? Like, what would that take or what would that be? And, you know, it's like taking the long way home. I say this to clients all the time, like, and especially parents, I'm like, I get it. This is the long ride home. Like, this is like, but over time, this will benefit you because you won't have to take this long ride. And I think that's what we're seeing with Logan and his family, which is just years of them being very patient with him and really then knowing how to do the shorthand.
Like day in and day work, right? I think
yes. And it's hard. It takes a tremendous, kids alone take patience, but like this, I can't imagine the amount of patience it really takes. Like you really have to slow down. And not all parents are suited for this. Yeah. Or I think these parents figure out that that's the big thing with parenting is you figure out like, I can't parent the child that I want. I need to parent the child that I have and parent them to the best to help them thrive and love that person. So,
yeah. That's going to bring us to Emma because I feel like,
I want to ask one question. Did it seem odd to either of you that the guy selling suits wasn't wearing a suit?
Yeah.
I was really bothered by that. I was like, you don't even wear a suit to this job?
He was weird.
Yeah, he was a little odd.
He had no sense of humor. Like, because Logan was actually trying to joke with him and he just didn't pick it up.
He's like, go out of business if it was $1, buddy. All right. You're on, by the way, you're getting a free commercial. Like no one's going to go into your 3-day soup broker place. Like, treat Logan like a king for being here with this film crew. I mean, what are you talking about? First of all, the suit should be for free.
Well, I'm probably should. And also he just got a jacket and a tie. It doesn't seem like we didn't see pants. So
we saw the pants that he decided to wear with that outfit. And I'm going to go on the, I'm going to hot take. They didn't match. Didn't seem like it was a whole 2-piece suit.
But
okay, though.
Now I'm thinking, did he get the full suit? And are we going to see the full suit at some point? The blue jacket and blue pants.
Or
that's going to be pimping. Hey, I can't wait for that.
I got $50. Maybe he would try to bargain. Just give me the jacket. The jacket is the star of the show with that suit. I mean,
yes, no, it is. It is. We can move on to Emma. But I was
because
just
why? It's because of everything you were saying about. Okay, so because we get this beautiful scene so Emma is a new person, and we get to meet Emma. I'm so happy she's 20. She's from Provo, and she's also LDS.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yes. Quite different from some of the other LDS people that have been in the news recently. Tess and Brooke. Any thoughts on the other LDS?
Yeah.
Are you worried that like Emma's waiting for the date and it's Dakota that shows up? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Dakota shows up? And I bet you anything Emma's like, oh God, no. I don't think Emma would want to hang out with him. Like,
she'd sniff him from a mile away. She'd be like, he's bad news.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the family was really interesting too. And yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so she is living in a beautiful, like, no, she goes to school, and the school is for like neurodivergent peeps. And she, like I said, is Mormon. And we get to hear and talk to her, and we get to meet her roommates. But her mom really says, I think, what you had pretty much said about 5 minutes ago, which is that you learn that you have to parent the child that you have, and not the child that you thought you were going to have, or even the child that you thought was there at 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
Like the ever-changing person you have to adapt to, and the emotional maturity and intelligence to be able to do that, and like put your own thoughts and feelings, the energy of them in such a way that you can be there for someone. It's like, I mean, that is a crazy, like patting your head and touching your tummy at the same time. I don't think I can do it.
Yeah, no, it's really, it's challenging for sure. But I mean, and again, I think that that's the other part of it too, is no matter, my son has a lot of anxiety and depression and all that. And, there's that other part. It's like, well, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? You just have to accept, like, this is who he is. This is how it's going to be. This is how I need to speak. But I think what's so interesting is if you take this another level, looking at all of this, the parents, right? We all go into things thinking, I don't want to be judgmental. I don't want to, it was so painful when I felt judged in middle school. So I don't want to be judged. And then you have a child, and then you see that they're not quote unquote cool or this or that. And then you start to judge them because, right. And I think that's really what she was saying, was just this realization of like, what am I doing here? I'm doing what what I fear the world's doing. I'm being the biggest judger here. So
I'm micro-correcting. It's like a micro-controlling, micro-correcting. I mean, God bless some, God-fearing peeps. So it seems to me they're probably spending time in church. And yeah, Emma's mom talks about how Emma would probably be a little loud or chatty or excited. And she just found herself constantly shushing her, constantly diminishing her in some way, constantly telling her what she's doing, her natural expression is not good, not it. Stop. And exactly like you said, like, I wasn't cool growing up, and so then I know that if I gave birth to a mini me that was like super loud and like, like very reactive, I'd be like, shh, you're cool. Just like, take it down a notch, buddy. Just take it's like, but at the same time, what rules are you enforcing? Like the same ones that like kind of stole your spirit at some point. It's such God, what's that word, Tess, when you're like when you do something to someone else that like the abuser did to you? God bless it. Stockholm syndrome? No, that's not.
No,
that's not Stockholm.
It's not Stockholm. That's more of like you start to love your captor.
Okay.
So I don't know
what people do it to other cult people. I know that's not
I
guess cults.
That culty stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Was I the only one that was like, how much money do you think that school is?
Thousands, millions. Oh, they have so much money. The Mormons, God bless, and the Scientologists can buy it. This whole world could be just like bought by Catholicism, Mormons, and Scientology.
Yeah, I guess they have tons of money. I was like, is this the state is running this? Because she's 22. No. So, and this looks like a nice facility, and those are hard to find. And I was just like, I cannot imagine how much this costs.
This is like a private, like the most ultra private school. Yeah. It's probably $200,000 a year because she lives there. She has roommates,
Yeah. But it's like, wow, and so I think, again, we're seeing like the best of what it can be. Like when your parents are with you, when you have good parents, when you're going somewhere where you feel seen and accepted, like this is why Emma is so sure of herself. And be like, this Austin's a loser.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
No, I know. God bless. Emma, Abby, Madison's parents come from money. Connor too. And this has been talked about off for the seasons as well. And it is something that is interesting. Yes. People have a lot of access, and you can tell that people had access early on to education, to the help, so that when we're seeing parents talk to their kids now, it's because they had, professionals early on in the
Yes.
process. And it's not always available and accessible to everyone that has autism. And it's actually one of the parts, that's probably the only part of the show that I could say, I wish that you could show or give assistance to the people that aren't being able to do this. A lot of people, some other people on the show, some people off on the streets, honey, also think that the show could be exploitive. Some people feel like the show is exploitive, just for the pure act that we're watching these lovely people live on camera and like what their ability to know and consent of everything is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. I understand that one. But at the same time, it exposes us. Go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I was reading a New York Times article about Abby's mother, and it was kind of about the evolution of the show. And at first, Abby's mother was very against it and didn't want to do it. And she said the more she thought about it, she's like, well, why am I hiding my daughter away? Why wouldn't I want people to see that, this is what autism looks like, and I'm proud of her. And, I want people to see it, normalize it, and show. And another thing that's, I think this show does a good job with is showing that, everyone is a sexual person. Everybody wants to be loved and wants affection and intimacy and all that kind of stuff. And we shouldn't feel uncomfortable about it just because, these people are on the spectrum. And so I think that, the show, it's really trying to, they're trying to say, we're not trying to be exploitive. We're trying to show normalizing, seeing people like this and talking to them.
As someone who watches 90 Day Fiancé and other shows, and same, I know that you guys watch other shows too. It's when you're watching a show and you're judging people, like, I wouldn't do that. What is she doing? Well, what's she wearing? Or there's so many, things you can say about people on Love Island, people on Love is Blind, people on The Bachelorette, people on 90 Day Fiancé. It's interesting because when I watch the show, I don't feel like judgment like that. I really watch the show and I'm like, shit, me too. Shit, me too. The whole fucking thing is like, oh my God, me too, and then so there's something like, there's something so, I guess the reason why I love theater or theatery about it, because like these human stories don't feel like they're put on display to like poke and make fun of or like kind of whatever, entertain us as much as it's to inform us of the like basic, like you said, Brooke, human desires to experience love, across the board, but to experience love and intimacy and to feel seen and to be sat with, to be like valued and cherished for who you are. I mean, it's.
I think that just to speak to this idea of like, what is it about the show? It's like, I think when we watch, I don't know how much you cover. You don't cover any Housewives?
No.
No. Okay.
I do know it, but
So, but it could be also Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, like the same thing where with these people, it's like, they're coming out saying, I was hurt before and now I'm getting into this relationship and I love you so much and I'm so happy to be here. And it's versus what we see a lot of, which is just bravado and putting on airs and right. That's what makes them so unique and special to watch, because it's like, how can you not? Someone is showing you their most vulnerable self in a very real way. And so how can you not want to watch that and champion it versus what we see with these, like these other shows? I think Mormon Wives doesn't have as much as Housewives, but the thing with Housewives is that it's all performative. It's all like, this is my house. And half the time you're thinking, do you really own that house? Do you so so you don't know what's real or not real. But with Logan, I know it's real. Like if Logan said, I'm enjoying talking to you, I know that he's enjoying talking to me,
Yeah. And if he says I'm feeling shy, shit, he's feeling shy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so with Emma, we love Emma a lot. She is adorable. She loves TV. She loves, she does really good voice
Yeah, I
acting.
think she's good.
Her Disney voices
Yes.
are great.
Excellent.
Donald Duck, honey, is like I'm Hulu should get her number because they need people all the time. And she does it really good.
Yeah. No.
Her Mickey Mouse not bad either.
Yeah. No, she's good.
I love her roommates. I love what they say about her. It's not hard to smile when she's around.
Yes.
We see that. Like and it's funny because she's giggling and we're seeing like, you know, an incredibly happy person. And at the same time, she is so, I could cry. She's so very, she's so very direct with how loneliness plagues her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, and she talks about it, you know, in episode 1, and I can't wait to talk about it later, but she really wants intimacy, you know, but she also comes from a heavily indoctrinated faith that wants, you know, no sex before marriage. And then, you know, we know that people be marrying super young, you know, and to also not be able to do, you know, it's just, there's so much to unpack also with that. Her family is obviously very into the church. They have a Lego temple.
Oh, I didn't clock that. Oh.
With a little bride and groom.
It was black hair. I was like, who has black hair in this family? I'm not seeing it. That's why I think that definitely the school she goes to is paid for by the church. Like they're just, I just assume it from top to bottom, just for how nice it looked and how I feel like all the students kind of did give a similar vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't seem like they were bringing in people of different and faiths.
Yeah.
With different faiths. I thought you meant because it's neurodivergent, but I'm like, okay, it seems like everyone's on the spectrum. So no one, you know, there's aphasia, there's lots of ADHD,
What's aphasia?
you know. Aphasia. No, I'm thinking of apraxia, which is also another one that seems like autism, but it's not. It's slow speech, but highly intelligent, slow speech, something like that. But so I don't know. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I think I'm with you. I think the church is paying for this place because it's pretty amazing. But the other thing that I was wondering about Emma, I was thinking, knowing that she's 22, it's a little bit like, does she feel like she's behind? Because all of her friends or maybe not at the school, but I would think, right? How old does the average woman get married?
We know Michaela got pregnant at 16.
Yeah.
I mean, no, Jace did not, you know, he was 21. Boy, why do I know so much about those people?
Yeah.
Do you think they all know? Like, she's in Provo. So let's see, how concentrated is all of the Mormons we know? Like, is her older cousins friends with, you know, the Mormon wives?
No, it's possible. It is possible.
She has a brother named Cam. Cam?
Yes.
Has Cam dated like Layla? You know what I'm saying? Like,
probably.
I like Cam a lot.
Yeah.
Let's talk about her date, honey. And this is a great example of you need to kiss a lot of frogs. And she, you know, she has an interesting taste in men. She was like, I was really into Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Jim Carrey. We're like, okay. And then she gets to her date. First of all, her date is Austin. He loves cow pasture smells. And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I was like, does he know what a cow pasture is?
You just don't want to say manure?
Yeah, probably.
And he also, he hates the sound of auctioneers.
And that's why
very
I thought,
specific.
But he's, you know, but then I was thinking, are her voices bothering him? Like, because I kept thinking, does this sound like an auctioneer? Is this why he has this weird reaction to
Maybe
her?
she's too fast. She talks too fast or something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's it.
When Tyler of Madison and Tyler, when he first met, he's an auctioneer. And he gave us a little auctioneer voice. He could do that for some reason. It's just interesting. He compliments her hair. There's like awkward silences. She loves performing, acting, and singing. He's like, cool, I did one play once, never again.
Well, when I first saw Austin, I was like, oh, he's cute. He's cute. But his lack of reaction to her voices. And there's a point at which, that I said Emma got the ick. And it was building the snowman.
Yep.
I think it was there. She was there. Snowman way down. By the time they got into that glass cage, she was out.
Yeah,
I know the exact
moment.
Oh, you do? Oh, okay.
Wait, Brooke, I want to hear what you're going to say.
Oh, I just said she said it was time to go. She was ready to go after the snowman.
Yes. So what had happened was she was like, I love Disney. So do you want to build a snowman? And he was like, okay. And so at first I was like, not that. That's not even the moment though. Then they decide to build a snowman. Then he's like, I'm going to put this extra little bit here. And she's just so the hat sits on there. And she's like, I get the point. Nothing. He doesn't.
No.
And she's like, I'll do it again. No, round 2. I got the point. And he gave her nothing. And it's like, that is to me, Tess, like the very moment I was like, oh no. And it was interesting because I saw him kind of do this a little bit, like, especially with the play thing before, is that he has a tendency to be a little negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
a little bit. Yeah.
A little negative.
Yeah. And you saw her deflate.
Mm-hmm. Well, and just I thought it was more of the snowman. I do remember that sharp thing and him not getting that. But I think it was like at one point I just saw her look at him fall into the snow again. And it's a little bit like, aren't you from Utah? Like, don't you? I mean, I can understand
the problem. Well, he was having such a problem with the snow. She's
like,
fine.
don't you have shoes with traction? I can understand if one of us showed up, like
Yeah, I don't know how
Californians,
to be
like
in
with
the
our
snow.
flip flops, like, hey, you know,
My rainbows just getting stuck in the sand. Yeah.
yeah. But it's a little bit of like, you're from here. You should have better shoes. And so the fact that he kept slipping, and I think she was just like, what the, you know, like, what's wrong with you? So she didn't like that.
Truly. And then she unfortunately had to do something that I would have loved to do. They go to Stein Erikson Lodge, which I hate to say is one of the bougiest places in the entire world. It's in Deer Valley, like Deer Valley, you know, the Deer Valley Mountain, like not even Park City. You can't even snowboard there. They're so bougie. There's like the St. Regis, honey, and there's like, whatever. It's like 3 fancy hotels. Stein Erikson Lodge is like by far the cutest and the coolest. I was like, oh my God, they go into an igloo. I mean, they get yummy ass food. She gets chili. You know, it tastes good. He gets salmon. Brooke.
It's like a basic fish.
Well, also, I guess they're not going to be kissing later.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
He smells the salt and pepper shakers. And that was also a little thing where she was like, I don't think you need to smell them.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit like, no, duh. Salt and pepper, you know.
You've never had it before?
Yeah.
Why is he smelling it?
It's just that also they don't like, one is black and one is white.
Yeah.
Yes.
It isn't like sugar and salt.
Yeah. So let's go back to this hotel, because I do remember seeing this place going, this is gorgeous. Like what is happening? Is this where they live? I've never been to Utah. It looks stunning.
Yeah.
So this is all, and I just don't know it that well. So this is all Deer Valley.
Mm-hmm. This is Park City.
This is Park City.
Park
Okay.
City is the actual town or whatever.
And Deer Valley is
Deer Valley is the mountain.
Got it. Okay.
Like, or the ski resort. And like their thing is, first of all, that's where Gwyneth happened. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So there
it is?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
The crossover.
Yes. I need you to know that is what it is. Okay. Thank God I said it. Okay. I have a thing for bougie things. I don't know why. I wish I wasn't this way. It's like one of my worst faults. Okay. But anyway, they don't get to enjoy the most beautiful place. She says she really wants a guy that has a sense of humor and is good at conversations. And then she leaves. She really just stops talking and looks at him. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, me too. Of course. No. Yep. That's what's happening all here." And she's like,
yeah. Well, and then he said the same thing that I was thinking. He was like, oh, she just friend zoned him. And then he walks away and he's like, yeah, I was friend zoned. I've been friend zoned before. And I'm like, oh, Austin, I think you have. I think you have been friend zoned before. And maybe, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with Austin. There's the right person for him out there, but it's not Emma. This guy would, he seems too self-conscious and there's something, right? He doesn't have her free spirit. So
no, and he looks like her dad to her, which I didn't see. But
yeah, I didn't see that at all.
That probably also was the point where she was like, Mick.
Yeah, that was the ick.
you either do two things. You either date someone who looks like your parent and you don't know, or you know and you never say anything, or the minute that you figure that out, you can't date that person. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. I don't know if I've never dated anyone that looked like our fathers. So I don't know. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. The dad's kind of, though, I thought the dad was a little milquetoast too. I was just like,
well,
maybe
yeah, he's the LDS. It's
LDS
like,
dad.
Clean living,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Clear skin and no wrinkles.
That's true.
No
Clean
alcohol.
Living, just swigging every night, swigging every day.
Big old cups.
Big old cups of sugary goodness.
Have you ever, you haven't, I think you just said you've never been to Utah. So have either of you, Brooke, have you ever been to Utah? Have you ever had a swig? I haven't.
I have not, but my daughter went over last summer or something. And every day she would go to Swig and get the same order. It was like a Diet Dr. Pepper with some kind of raspberry foam and lime.
Oh.
That was her drink every day. That's just what you do. And she never drinks soda. She'd never drink a Diet Dr. Pepper. But that's what you do when you're in Utah.
What's the place that's out here? We do have some version of this out here. What's that place that we stopped in, Brooke?
Dutch Brothers.
Dutch Brothers?
Dutch Brothers is soda? I thought it was, first of all, there's not a lot either in LA, but I know there's some like on the outskirts. I thought it was coffee.
They have coffee, and then they have, it's like flavored soda water. You can get different flavors, and then you can add boba and different syrups and you can make a sugary concoction.
Yeah. So I always feel like, this must be what it's like at Swig, but maybe not quite. Maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, Swig and Taco Bell. I mean, this.
Yeah.
I mean,
gourmet.
one thing the show does good, and they've done it like consistently throughout the seasons. And I think that also then it's like a subtle way, I swear to God, where I'm like, you're also teaching us, aren't you? Which is to cleanly end communication wise a date with being able to express how you feel without thinking that it's going to do intense harm to the other person, as well as protecting your peace. Because I know, because I've dealt with insecurity and as a female, I know that I've given my number to men who I didn't want to give my number to. Stuff like dumb things that I wish I could just go back and be like, I'm not interested in you like that. Thank you so much. All right. That was like, that was even rude. I don't know how to, I can't do it. Like, I'm having issues right now.
You didn't give him the wrong number?
Why? There used to be a rejection number that I remember I had on I used to know this like rejection hotline number that you called and be like, you've been rejected, which to me sounds like the most 90s thing. It's like, can't possibly happen now.
Yeah.
But just to be able to cleanly be like, thank you for your time. It was lovely talking to you. It's not a match.
That
was hard for everyone.
Yeah. I was proud of her for that. That's not easy to do.
No, I give them credit for that. And her saying, because obviously like in the past, right, what would you have done? I would have been like, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. And then you just ignore their calls or you kind of dodge it, or you get, or if someone wants your number, you kind of like give them some random number or something. Like, I think that I talk a lot about the generations and I love to talk about this stuff. And I always say that this younger generation, I mean, they're really doing it right. Like, we were so concerned about hurting someone's feelings, about doing that, and not realizing that, you know what hurts someone's feelings? Telling them, yes, I want to go out with you again, and then never hearing from you, you know, and that's what hurts people's feelings. It's not that one moment of being like, I don't feel this.
It's so respectful of someone's time and energy to be like upfront and like honest with them. It's like, A, I won't waste your time. And also B, I trust that you're like a whole functioning person that can handle me telling you that I, am not interested sexually or whatever. Like, it's, God, like, I swear to God, I'm like, thank you. Love on the spectrum. Like, thank you. By the way, I got ghosted earlier this year by someone I've gone on 3 dates with. I keep talking about it. I'm so mad. And it's because the person, why can't you just fucking pull it out?
Were they really good dates? Was it like I was shocked, or did the dates start to go downhill?
Such a good question. Of course, in the moment, I was like, I like this person. I say you know what? I thought they were like okay. But what had happened was after the third date, we finally talked about real things. And I didn't, I guess, pick up on the fact that scared the shit out of that person. When I thought, what's a third date? I can ask you like what you're interested in, like what you want, but
yeah, that doesn't seem like a crazy question.
But at the same time, it's hard for people to talk about what they want truly, like, and whether they even want to admit what they want. It's scary to want love in your life. It's scary to be like, I want to be in a relationship.
I think that's scary. And then there's also a lot of people out there, and I've heard this from my clients, I'm constantly amazed, where, you're scrolling. You said, I only want to date people who want to be in a serious relationship. This person showed up in that algorithm. They went out with them. Yes, I want to be in a serious relationship. And somewhere after they've had sex, doesn't want to be in a serious relationship anymore, or after they've hung out a few times. Like I do think there are people that are miscategorizing themselves. So I think, there's two parts of it. There are people that you feel like you said this is what you wanted, but we take that personally. It's like, oh no, like this is you and your stuff. And, but
people lie to themselves.
Yeah, they do. They really do. All right.
Brooke, anything about lying?
Oh, well, I don't like it. I don't like
Brooke's
it.
anti-lying.
Hot take. Yeah.
Yeah. Anti-lying. Not good with the lying.
No, it's shitty. And that's, and again, like it's a beautiful thing to watch people just like open and honestly live their lives and be like unabashed about it, as proud as they are, or like as like comfortable as they are being like, I'm on the spectrum. This is it. And I'm happy about it. Like, it's just the way that we should all live our lives, being accepting of where we are and who we are.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There might be things we want to change within our like situations. Maybe we feel like we can get better, or perhaps we can align ourselves to our own values if we've like, drifted. But to be 10 toes down and know yourself is like such a gift. And it's interesting how some people have that gift and some people struggle for the rest of their whole lives that are neurotypical, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. Well, and also, right, I think Emma telling him, friend zoning him, I think also it's giving, because I think another thing that people do, especially women, we're like, well, he's here, there's that feeling of
right now.
Yeah. He's here. He's interested. Maybe I go on another date. Maybe I do this or that. And I think that I see this a lot with my, especially female clients, where it's like, you trust your instincts, like trust the fact that you don't want to see this person again. Like, why do you have to keep doing this dance just to reaffirm something that you know? And that comes back to that knowing. And that's hard. That's hard because you are trusting something that has not come yet. You are trusting that there's something else better out there, that I know there's someone. And that's very hard when there's someone right here.
Yeah. Especially, there's so many different voices like, oh, your expectations are too high. Or, there's so many things that you can think of in the moment that can throw you off of what is happening, like moment by moment, to be present with someone. And it can really cloud your judgment. I know I deal with that too. But at the same time, it's because I also know that sometimes I don't have a great mind-body connection. And that if I could just sit with myself somatically, like how am I actually feeling? Like what's my energy with someone? Like how easy is this communication? And it's also interesting because we literally are going to see people who, start talking and it's kind of awkward at first. And then the moment that they can just vibe or they can just find the thing that connects them, like you see people change. Emma's going to do that on her second date, but I want to move on to James. James is an old favorite, honey, and he is happy to be back with his friends.
Yes. James, I remember. Because James has been there from the beginning. Yes.
Yeah. He went to the Renaissance fair. Yeah.
Both James and Connor have like a grandiose, a love of the theatrical, historical, olden times is how I describe it.
Yes. James is intense.
Yeah. James to me has gotten more intense, and I wanted to, it's interesting. Connor and him again are now in the middle of a relationship that they really have connected with the people that they're with.
Mhm.
And it does feel like both people they're dealing with like some insecure attachment.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I was like, what was it? Georgie. I'm like, oh, Georgie's a little avoidant. I was like, oh, interesting. And I was like, okay. Shelley, we don't see that long, so it's hard to get a real beat on her. I don't know what she was like.
I'm perplexed by her.
By Shelley?
Yeah. Doesn't she seem it almost okay?
English?
First of all, they say she's like 31 or something, but she looks much older, and is she from this? It looks like a 90-day situation, or I'm serious. Like she had an accent.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of some kind.
You're not talking about Logan's date.
No, she's
No.
talking. No,
okay.
I know so that lovely lady is maybe from like seems Eastern
European.
But no, Shelley is from like sounds like UK.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I had a lot of questions about Shelley, but she doesn't say anything, and James doesn't ever stop talking enough to talk about here. I mean, his poor parents. I mean, God bless them, but he never stops talking, and they just have to like stand there and listen to him.
Honestly, when he first came on the screen, I was like, ooh, this guy, he's giving me Cody Brown vibes. Didn't he remind you a little bit of Cody Brown?
It's interesting. They both have the exact same, it's not curvy straight hair. It's a certain kind of ramen hair. To me, this is what happened. So James on his TikTok and his like presence is an incredibly progressive feminist. Like that's who he is. He diatribes on TikTok about like the state for women and how like he'll talk about it, and he, like how marriage is weird, how the woman but he talks a lot about like the injustice of this world for women. And he did a lot before. To me, he seems on edge in more this season. Like in the past seasons, him and his father like joke back and forth. They give you like they rip each other. No, they ripped. It's like they're like a little vaudeville team, like it's constant like a back and forth of like ness. And that it hasn't happened yet in the 3 episodes. It does feel like he is on a different level of like nervousness and panic that he is talking so much. I mean, like, at the same time, I'm also like, Kian, are you editing it this way, or is this like James's new energy? I can't quite tell, but
do you think this has got to do with right now being in this relationship? He got the thing that he wants. Now he's in this relationship. It's getting more serious. Yeah. Do you think like that? Because the poem, I mean, I think that's the 2nd episode, but like, he's full of anxiety.
I think that, yes, I think that the situation is that it's, when you are, I think that it's easy to be, when you are sat in being single and when, like that is like your status quo and your MO, but you do want to be in a relationship and you get a taste of something that feels like the thing that you've wanted. It seems to me that he is almost like, is it Lenny of Mice and Men?
Oh,
it seems like he is, I know, intense reference. Sorry about it. It seems like he is holding on too tight to like a little birdie, and wants, and is like, you have to kind of loosen your grip. But I see him kind of like squeezing the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a good way to put it.
Does Shelley, but I don't get this shit. I don't get the sense that, I don't get the sense, I don't get the sense that Shelley minds. Do you know what I mean? And maybe maybe there's more that we have to see, but that his personality is so big that it's kind of like, of course you have to be with someone like this, because how else is this going to work?
But then, you're right. You said it. Like, we don't know enough about Shelley because we never see in the past seasons, and we never get to see Shelley's like parents talk or people talk about her. And truly, she might be like, I literally don't want to ever talk. It's so nice to be with someone who can just fucking take the reins on that. Or, God bless, is she someone who is like, I don't know how to assert myself, and I don't know, I don't feel comfortable expressing myself yet. And is this comfortable for her now? And yet, at some point, would be stifling.
Well, and do you think that his stance online sort of goes against sort of what you're seeing here? Like here, he's pro women and women having voices and speaking, but you're the woman that you are in love with, you don't even allow to finish a sentence. Or no?
That's the patriarchal world we live in.
Yeah.
Some people are, I mean, no, I know, what a great point, Tess. You know. But he's so nervous that, like, you know, I think that also there's that thing where he's literally filling the time with his voice. Like, he studies her. He's like, I'm looking at your face. Like, he's saying his thoughts. I'm looking at your face right now. I'm judging how you're feeling. And it seems like you're feeling fine. Like, those are literal thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were looking at someone and having those thoughts, you know, if you weren't, you would have to like somehow turn your mind. I don't know. You would have to like be like, okay, two things. I'm sorry, because I can't finish the sentence. If he's saying that, if he's doing that, can he actually be talking and doing it really at the same time? Or do you think that he's like willing himself to see what he wants?
Oh. No, I see it. I don't know what your take was, Brooke, but I see it more as he is all of us, we just see someone's face and it's instant. We know, are they happy? Are they not happy? I think for him, it's like first time skiing. It's, you know, all these things that are second nature to many of us are not second nature to him. And so I think for him, it's like almost when you're doing something new, like put the pot over here. Okay, now I'm going to put this over here. I think it's very much like, okay, I need to read your face. I need to read your face and make sure that you're, you know. So I think you can do it at the same time. I just think that it's hard. And you see it, especially with Logan and some of them in real time of, oh, this is challenging. Like you have a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brooke?
You know, I don't know what to say about him. I find him really difficult to watch, honestly.
So you and James wouldn't work out.
No, I don't think so. I think I would feel comfortable telling him after the first date that, you know,
this isn't going to work.
See each other again.
He is a lot. I mean, he is. I mean, of all the men that we met, I mean, I would pick Connor. I would pick Logan over him, but I would pick, you know, Connor or Logan first. You know, I think there's because I think, you know what it is? There's a lot of intensity and there's a little charm, but not as much charm as Logan. Do you know what I mean? Logan has a lot of charm. I feel like
you saw him in the Ren Fair. I mean, you know, he was chill back then. Like, you know,
compared to now.
Yeah, there's been a change, right?
Yes, something is wrong. Something is really wrong. It's like he's like it's like bubbling up and simmering and bubbling. It's like right here, and something is going to explode. And it's hard to. It's really. I felt very anxious watching him. Mm-hmm. Because he would get kind of angry. Like if someone tried to interject and say something, he'd be like, well, I'm not finished talking. And I don't know what's going on with him, but something has changed.
Love has changed him.
Well, what are you going to do? For the better.
No.
Do you think that, like, I'm going to say this. I think that there's a situation where Shelley might be playing nice and maybe like energetically, he does pick up on the fact that she's uncomfortable and that she's not saying something that like she like that, and that she's kind of like 1 foot out the door. Like, I wonder if there is a part of him that feels that, and that is like what we're seeing, because she of course doesn't talk a lot, but like she's also not super warm or affectionate or in a way in which I wouldn't be sure that she's into him.
Mm-hmm. No, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about that. That might be what's happening. He's picking up on what's happening unconsciously, and that's what he's reacting to. It is possible. It is. I don't know. I wish I knew more about Shelley and get into her backstory.
Shelley, blink, blink twice if you need help.
He says that, a marriage is putting someone's happiness before his. And I'm like, well, we have to find out like what her voice sounds like to even say the word happiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's also, for some reason, episode 1, I don't know if you saw this, a lot of feet shots about him. Well, why was that cameraman focused on him, like, dancing in those sandals?
Yes. There was a
Logan too, right? There's a lot of like feet, happy feet shots.
I remember James's a lot because
anything.
we saw the TiVos. I'm old. The Tivas. Is that what it was? I had these back in the 90s.
No, yeah. First of all, I remember TiVo as being the first DVR.
Yes.
So that you were talking about that. And I was like, girl, I remember that. But no, the TiVos. By the way, I mentioned Rainbows, which is like the most Orange County 90s flip-flop of time and space. So please, on the same page.
Yeah. So I was like, what is this all about? But maybe, I don't know, maybe they got a new cameraman who's got a foot fetish.
Quentin Tarantino. He works on Leo. The last thing was Pulp Fiction. He just was so happy to meet someone who hated pets and hated kids. And I think he was like, once he found someone who was like, no kids, no pets, he was like, he really wanted to put a ring on it. And there has been enough like due diligence about whether this person is for him or not.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Let's move on to Connor, though. Connor, we remember 26 from Florida, also a swordsman, honey, a swashbuckler at heart, like he's three musketeers, he is still absolutely into trivia, into stating facts, has like the most adorable speech pattern of where, unlike other people, he seems to like pause sometimes in mid-sentence, almost from a place of like doubt, and then carries on. I mean, I don't know anything about what I'm talking about.
No. You're probably right. I'm just thinking about it. What I thought was hilarious was, because this is something my son would have said, like when he was a kid. He's like, oh, I got to remember to bring up dire wolves on our date.
Why?
What is dire wolf?
Yeah, I don't know what dire wolves are.
Okay. Okay. What the fuck? I'll tell you.
Thank goodness. Okay.
I'm so sorry. But dire wolves are like this wolf that what happened was, and he says it later, is that, they're like, they, brought them back. They just look like snow wolves. They kind of look like, it's not Game of Thrones because like those things were scary. It's just a white ass wolf. That looks a little Game of Thronesies. And so they recreated them just like Jurassic Park, I guess, or whatever. And, because of like their ancient lore, like he's like a big Nordic lore person, just like how the LDS is. Connection, like Cody Brown, honey. If we could talk about how Cody Brown's whole family, live and die by the Viking creed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They love it. Anyway, so we're back at his mom's house with the stepdad. He has his brothers living there, and those Shih Tzus are still running about. And he is going on a tea date with Georgie, and he feels like Georgie is pulling away. And we learn that they've had group dates.
Yeah.
They really haven't. It's been 7 months, and it's interesting because we get to also see like the evolution of the relationship between Maddie and Tyler, and you can really see how connected they are, and how different it feels.
Very different. Yeah.
7 months is like an interesting amount of time. Can we just talk about 7 months in dating?
Because that's a pretty much, I think
7 month itch. No.
But I think also there's some there, right? Like you've been together long enough that there should be some sort of sense of what direction are we going in. I mean, again, I always tell people don't commit to anything until a year. You got to see someone in all 4 seasons. But that I do think that 7 months is this point of like, either I'm going to see this last season out with you or not. So, and I can see him winter 7 months in, yes, winter's coming. That's what the dire wolves.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, and the advice from, the family is absolutely right on. And it is, and what he really talks about is like, it is scary. It is scary because he's going to have to like open himself up and say these scary things. And she could just be like, no, I don't like you. And that's scary.
Because they haven't even kissed, right?
No, they did. They kissed last season for sure. Like in the rain. It's almost the exact same scene.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They made it seem in the next episode, made it seem like this was their first kiss.
But. I know it. You're right. And it, I guess you're right. And it's interesting because to me, Georgie, I feel like has subtly shifted from last season. I think that last season, I think that Georgie seemed to be a little more open with her affection towards him.
Okay. Because she did not seem enthused. I was
know.
surprised by her response, but
I know.
yeah.
I agree.
Mm.
Especially because, I mean, yeah, and we'll get into that, but I can't wait to talk about it with you. But I completely agree. But I'm glad that he's going to, again, open his heart and like be able to talk about the things, because it's going to be painful, but you know, at the same time, at least you get clarity and you can move on and you get to learn, and you have like, it's just such a respect for everyone to be clear, like with your intentions. It's also like the dignity that you hold yourself in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because he's not going to keep, I mean, that's some of it's a bit of like, yeah, do you want to keep going on these group dates and sitting with the unknown and all of that? Right. What's that Brene Brown quote? Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. It's like that simple, you know?
Yeah. You know, we watched, you know, a very in charge lady, Danny, pretty much break up with someone because, you know, he wouldn't have sex with her. You know, it's of last season. So it's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to be clear in communication.
Yeah.
We are going to end episode 1 on an old favorite, and that is Madison, who is right now seemingly the picture perfect example of the show. She sits down and Kian asks, how are you? And did we find your person? And she says, yep, I found love on the spectrum. And it's with Tyler, her cowboy that we met. Not only that, like difference of relationship, she is literally moving to be closer to him with her brother. Her parents obviously are financially secure. And, you know, they are moving her and unpacking and the dolls. There's American Girls, just like Brooke's daughter. I mean, you know, all the wheelchairs, all of the different like patterned clothes, maybe one of those like armoires. Did you buy her everything?
Not everything, but a lot. Yeah. She had a little beauty salon, spa station, where there were bunk beds, a lot of accessories.
How about plushies and Care Bears?
Not Care Bears, but lots of stuffed animals. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so happy when she said Care Bears, because I was like, oh, they're still around? You know the stare?
I think Care Bears came along. That's after our time, and then before my daughter's time. So I'm really unfamiliar with the Care Bears.
God, Care Bears to me are late 80s. And there was a movie that the Care Bears came out with that I watched too much. That basically they all go to some weird camp. I don't even know. And there's a bad boy at the camp. And that's all I remember, except that at the very end, they all have to get together, hold hands, and use Care Bear stare from their hearts. And love survives.
Well, what happened to the bad boy? What happened with that?
Drowns.
You know, he's murdered in his cabin.
Movies, honey, they could do any fucking thing, but be in the if it said 19 something before the movie, they could do anything. I mean, I was
please, we're Gen Xers. Like, we are so feral. I can't even tell you. Like, no one cares.
I'm like, I'm born in 1982, so I'm like the elder.
You're a millennial.
I'm
sorry,
like, not really.
You are considered an elder millennial.
I know it.
And don't be ashamed. I always say millennials are the most misunderstood and have gotten such shit from everybody, from every course, everything. You've had a really hard time.
Yeah, like boomers really get a lot of hard times, but at least they're rich.
Yeah. No,
they took all the money.
Yeah. No. It's like I said, you all became adults at a time where everyone had a platform to criticize. And criticize you and criticize what you're doing. They were worried about us. They were worried about Gen Xers. They were worried about baby boomers, you know, because they wanted, you know, the war, blah, blah, blah. So everyone's always worried about it. It's just and then a lot of other things, the 2008 crisis. So I won't get into it.
Don't get me started on this subject. Yeah.
I won't shut up. Okay, sorry.
No, I know we have to move on. I can't wait though. But okay, I'm going to set up this date and then we'll go on and I'll just set up this date a little bit. And why don't we talk about it on the next episode, which will be on your channel. And I'm super excited to have this collab with you all. But basically, we start with a gorgeous setup date that she gets to go on with her boo, Tyler, because now she's living right by him in Plant City, honey. Home of strawberry fields, you know, strawberry fields forever. I can make older reference. Anyway.
It's a boomer reference.
Yeah.
I have all the references. Anyway, when they first met, we realized They both love country music, and they both are, one of their love languages is gift giving.
Clearly,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that was very obvious.
I mean, Tyler knows how to make her smile, and
Oh, yeah.
just by just giving her everything, all the food she wants, all the compliments she wants. He last season just kept bringing her like Pandora jewelry and like different charms, like he really, I mean, he knows how to treat a lady.
Yeah.
But this is their first Valentine's Day date. And it's gorgeous. It's this beautiful setting with waterfalls and Tiffany lamps. And she's so appreciative. She keeps mentioning, like she's never had a Valentine's Day. They usually, she's never gotten here. And he says, well, all my people break up with me before Christmas, and
Yeah.
but I'm like, oh wait, because why would they do that? I'm like, if you're not going to be able to give them gifts then.
That's why Tyler is so excited. He's like, finally, I can buy a gift and give it to her.
And he knows exactly what she wants, like the conversation hearts. And then he gets her a plain
McDonald's.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, is this actually McDonald's? And the way in which it settles upon her that it is.
Yes.
That's love.
That is love.
That again would be like Taco Bell. They'd be like, Chris, I'm like, this is a burrito supreme. It's ground beef burrito supreme for you. There's a chalupa right there. I'd be like, wait, from Taco Bell? Like they don't make chalupas anywhere else. What are you talking about? Like, that's Taco Bell. I'd be like, lukewarm. I mean, like I would be,
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite is what she screams. Anyway, but we get to talk about that on the next episode. All right,
Awesome.
everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Please go ahead, Brooke and Tess. Give me all your socials. You can either get all of them, your personal ones, of course, and the ones for the podcast. Just if you are listening, please go ahead and give these lovely ladies some love on their social medias and make sure that you are subscribed and following, and also give them a helpful review. Okay?
Yes.
How do they find you?
Brooke.
Well, we are Psych Legal Pop Podcast across all the different platforms and social media. I'm not going to give you my personal social media because you would be bored silly by it. But yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything to add?
Well, we cover, we do cover Sister Wives when it's on, and we covered Love is Blind as well. But we like to talk about documentaries and other shows and Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So come and tune in, subscribe. We always say subscribe to the feed so you get everything. And if you want to hear me talk about the generations, you can come and tune into the Gen Mess with Tess, which is me talking about the generations. And then I interview various people in different industries about sort of like the world, this mess that we're in and how to make sense of it all. So, and you can follow me at tessbrigham.com. Mine's a little more interesting, but it's all really just about generations. So if you don't want to hear about generations, might not be the best, but
everyone should want to hear about generations because generations is history.
Yes, exactly.
History repeats itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
And it's all about framing. It's not about labeling. It's about framing and helping people better understand each other. So,
yeah,
yes.
I love that. All right, my loves. I just usually do 2 breaths when I do my outro. So 2 breaths, just a mindfulness. We can just be together. This is happening in present life. If you can, some sort of like daily mindfulness practice will help all of us have a better connection to how we're actually feeling in the moment. And then therefore respect for ourselves and hopefully anyone that we come in contact with. So either just like using any sensory moment you want to bring yourself into this moment. Stop if you are like me, replaying every horrible moment from my past and planning for like the perfect future. It will never happen. So I put my feet on the ground and you can listen to my voice or any other sound in the room just for 2 breaths and feeling like, oh, for a moment we are all here together and how lovely that is. I always fuck up, so I always give myself one more opportunity. All right, my baby boos. Take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe in. Make art. Bye.